adjudicators of absolution. I wish to confess to something that happened a number of summers ago, and which has weighed heavily upon my conscience ever since. My story begins, hopefully enough, with young love. Boy and girl meet at a friend's party. The year is turning to summer. There are fairs with waltzers and the winning of cuddly toys. Romance blooms in all of its enthusiasm and energy. Winter follows autumn, with ice skating hand in hand on the ice rink in the town square, rubbing noses together to warm them and supping mulled wine at Christmas markets. Another summer comes and the couples celebrate their first anniversary. Families are met. A second year passes, with their relationship maturing with the seasons. We skip to their third summer, taking a romantic stroll in a charming village. As they pass a picturesque flint, stone and red brick church that our girl has always admired, our boy drops to one knee and proposes. He is nervous, stutters a little over his words, reads her a little of her favourite poem as he describes his love for her, his appreciation of her love for him, that it would make him the happiest man in the world to be able to love her for the rest of their days. We know all of this because we were there, and I'm not using the royal we. You see, behind the privet hedge that separated the church grounds from the footpath, crouching down and holding our breaths so that we would neither be seen or heard, were all of his friends. More than that, as her parents and all of her family were there, and his parents and all of his family, and the vicar.
Behind the hedge?
The boy had, and with the full cooperation of the girl's friends and family, organised an entire wedding.
Wow.
In absolute secrecy. The church was booked, the rings bought, flowers arranged, the reception catered, the honeymoon paid for, everything. Her best friends were dressed in their bridesmaid outfits with delicate gold brocade. A wedding dress, pearl white, decorated tastefully with teal and gold embroidery, and suit, black teal waistcoat with gold embroidery, gold handkerchief and cummerbund were ready for them to change into. Matt's got his head in his hands.
Oh no, go on.
We were all there, waiting in hiding, ready to leap out and cheer as she said, no.
Oh no.
One of the bridesmaids, too far away to hear the actual response but close enough to hear that one had been made, went to leap up. She was quickly restrained by another bridesmaid and her cheer indignantly muffled behind a hand. We were all shocked, not knowing what to do, looking nervously amongst each other, still bent double and becoming more and more stiff. The vicar's face was a picture of utter clerical dismay. I like that phrase.
Yeah,
what clerical dismay looks like.
Yeah, seen them live.
A bell ringer's face, having received no signal, peered inquiringly out at us from the church doors. Somebody broke wind. We presume it was nerves.
Obviously.
It's a slight detour there.
Yeah, we have come. Yeah.
Eventually, after much communication solely through looks, the parents of our boy and our girl made their presence known, exiting the church gate, each pair escorting their child off in opposite directions. I said before that we were all shocked, and I sincerely wish that I could honestly apply that to myself. However, that is not the case, and so thereby I need to seek forgiveness. You see, the party at which they had met was one of my own. I was equally friends with each of them, and I had more and more suspected that, although for him the romance had blossomed into love, for her it had merely faded away. I suspect that he may have intimated the same, and that this was actually his last gasp gamble. You cannot hope on hope alone, no matter how hopeful our beginning. I repeatedly urged him to be cautious, but to no avail. But I wish now that I had been more forthright with my misgivings and had not wanted to be interfering, and so it is this that I request forgiveness for. That though I could have not prevented heartbreak, if I had been much more forceful in trying to dissuade my friend, I could have at least saved him so much humiliation. Okay, that's the end of part one. There's then an epilogue.
Really?
There's more?
Wow, go on.
It's like a Richard Curtis movie here. The epilogue. The vicar dismissed the choir and generously returned the fee. The rest of us went to the reception. The food would otherwise have been wasted. It was a strange event. No. Equal parts of mirth and shock. Much gossiping was made. We divided the bill for the event equally amongst all who attended. I bought the honeymoon from our boy and enjoyed the company of the maid of honour.
Right. Okay.
There was much consummation and consumption of food and wine.
Really didn't need to get into that.
We both thoroughly enjoyed role-playing the parts of a new Mr. and Mrs. at the hotels and on the cruise.
Bet you did.
All of the financial rearrangements and reimbursements were naturally organised post-fact due to time constraints. Our girl wished to remain friends with our boy, don't they always, but that never works out, and indeed didn't in this case. She spent some time travelling the world and has since married happily. He has remained staunchly unmarried, though has a long-term, serious and exceedingly patient girlfriend who is quite unabashedly unsubtle about the fact that she would marry him now, right now, if not more quickly, and child. Yours, the third of two. Well, you know, I said it was a slightly unusual tale. Beautifully written, third of two. Thank you very much. For a moment, we were behind that wall with you, waiting and suspecting that things weren't going to go terribly. But how extraordinary to book friends, family, the vicar, pay for the honeymoon, pay for the food, and have it all there ready to go. And the answer was no, Sister Bobby.
Well, it wasn't inevitable, but who does that?
Well,
what? You just don't do that because
Too keen?
don't do that. Well, you just don't do that because first of all, you're not including her in that bit. No, even if she said yes, you're still basically excluding her from all that planning and everything. So that's the first. You don't do that. That's too much of a risk. Even if they say yes, you don't do that. Have you not seen Don't Tell the Bride? That's what that's about. There's years and years of Don't Tell the Bride going, don't do that, even if you save money. The first thing is though, should you be forgiven? Absolutely, for not being more forceful with your friend. The thing is, you said, please be cautious, please don't do this, please don't do this, please don't do this. If you had made him not do it, you could have been responsible for so much more. So you weren't responsible for this. I mean, he was. He was responsible for his own decision. You said be cautious. That's as much as you could do otherwise.
And so?
You're forgiven.
So I wanted. There must be people listening who remember this wedding. It's not kind of or non-wedding. It's not the kind of thing that you're going to forget. Anyway, Brother Matthew.
Well, yes. I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to do that, if you're going to propose and have everything set up ready to go, you need to be absolutely 100% sure she's going to say yes. And clearly, this guy not only thought that it might not happen, I suspect that he was thinking, well, she's not going to turn me down when everyone's there.
She didn't know, though. She didn't know they were hiding behind the hedge.
I think he was probably gambling on the fact that someone would go, oh, but we've all turned up, and she'd change her mind. So I'm going to say definitely... Well, he's forgiven, isn't he? So forgiving the third of two, he's not forgiven for putting her in that position.
He's not forgiven?
No. The guy who's... Yes, the one who knew. Have I got confused?
No. Third of two,
Let's say forgiven and not